We had talked about manipulative personalities more than a couple times, and that has always been one of my goals, to help you identify these toxic individuals to defend yourself against them. But what if you can't even see those individuals and they are hiding behind images like this one? 10,000 likes, mommy and daddy said we can keep a kitten. Oh, so cute. You should go right now and hit the like button on this video so they can keep Mr. Cuddles. But in reality, these girls do not exist. Mommy and daddy are a fabrication. And no, not even Mr. Cuddles is real. This image is part of a scam that has been going on Facebook for years, but now it's been fueled to new heights by artificial intelligence. Maybe this is not a scam as glamorous as the Tinder swindler, so no private jet trips for you, sadly. And it also doesn't have the naivete of classics like the Nigerian prince email scam with the inheritance of millions and all that stuff. But it's still dangerous in the sense that your data can be at risk. And you would ask, who's gonna fall for this? This is my first cake. I'm happy about your grades. Whose grades is the girl talking about? I'm confused. Before we begin, thanks to an angry opossum on X who put the effort in collecting all these grandma traps. Now, why are we talking about grandmas? Why can't it be any other person? Why can't it be grandpas? And, well, let's say that there are grandpa traps as well. I would like to tell you that grandpa traps are all about the most overkill trucks for a post-apocalyptic scenario because, well, they look cool, right? But no, grandpa traps are more like cute South Korean stewardesses. And it works because the idea behind these posts, not so obviously created with digital means, is to elicit a response from the male gaze. Responses like, Sonu, very nice and beautiful. Or, Michael, that skirt is just like the skirts these cool girls got on around my town. Why do the parents let them outdress like this? You can try not to look, but it's in your face. And if you look, you're the pervert. Best to go out with a blindfold on. What the... I think someone should check Michael's hard drive. The reason why the people behind these artificial intelligence images want to elicit a response is because that way other accounts can poach those comments, not just replying, but also sending you direct messages. And, well, yes, we are going to see a couple Christian-themed images, some of them quite disturbing, so you have been warned. Not all of them are as cute as Jesus taking a selfie under the sea with a lobster. Once grandmas react to these images, the interaction begins and they get odd replies such as this one. I hope you don't get this the wrong way because a lot of people don't extend a friendly hand to strangers. Flowers emojis. Forgive me if I just invaded your privacy. More flowers emojis. But I hope you understand I'm just trying to be a friend. I sent you a friend request but it was cancelled. Kindly add me as your Facebook friend for better communication and friendship. Thanks. 3 sparkles emojis. Some of them are a bit all over the place. They sound like a televangelist on meth. The enemy will not be able to stop your blessings. Whether the devil likes it or not, you will shine. Your name shall echo with God's favor. Do have a good day. Thanks for sharing. How is the weather over there today? I must confess you share a lot of interesting pages and I love it. Unfortunately, I tried sending you a friend request, but it's not going through. Kindly click on my profile and add me as a friend. Now, this is something that has been happening since the dawn of internet civilization. So, what is special about this time? Well, up to a couple years ago, the way to bait grandmas on Facebook was with images and quotes like this one. Grandparents are like magicians. They can create wonderful memories for their grandchildren out of thin air. And, of course, since artificial intelligence images did not exist, the most they could do is to use a real stock photo and call it a day. So the visual part was limited by how cute were the pictures you could find. And this is because we are visual. So in the Facebook timeline or in any social media timeline, the most striking pictures are going to be the ones that stop you on your tracks. But what happens when a puppy or a kid is just not enough to elicit that response? Well, that's where AI comes in. Because just describing the image that you want, you can come up in seconds with disturbing creations such as children casually chilling at the beach but with a ventilator and a sign that says, "It's my birthday." And not only that, but you can generate any amount of variation of this. I have to cover their faces because YouTube could think those are real children. And before you ask me, how come people don't notice that these images are fake? And I need to remind you that that is the reason why this scam is directed at senior citizens who sometimes don't even notice that their phone flashlight is on in broad daylight. And to have an idea of the numbers this kind of fake posts make, here's another example. A guy holding a sign of 2 years clean and sober. Can I get a like and share? It was posted twice, and between both posts, it had more than 60,000 likes and almost 4,000 comments. You could argue that many of those likes and comments could be the bots themselves, but let's say that just 10% of those comments are from real cookie-baking human beings. Now imagine that you have hundreds of these accounts churning out dozens of posts per day. It is a brutal outrage. Now, why so many of these fake images have to do with veterans missing a limb or children on the streets or Jesus Christ? Well, the idea is to induce a sense of guilt and shame on the viewer if they don't do something. You see a photo of two girls needing likes. Why would you be so evil to not just leave a like? And at the same time, you see so many people leaving well wishes to the girl with the cake or the girls who want to keep Mr. Cuddles. Why won't you leave a comment? You know, how much do you want to encourage the younger generations? That's when the televangelist on math appears. And that is why so many of those posts include Jesus or some version of him. How could you just scroll past Jesus Christ? How dare you ignore how this extremely talented boy from an underdeveloped country created a Jesus Christ sculpture with eggs with his own hands? The least you can do is leave a like and a comment. Well done, kid. If all else fails, you can just make the AI smoke crack so it comes up with mashups like this lovely Asian lady dressed in camo next to Jesus Christ. I have the idea that this is more for the grandpa category, but nothing beats this one. You got Jesus Christ, you got cute Asian ladies, you got soldiers in the background, you got a beautiful beach, and the lovely Asian ladies are holding a strange blend between fishing poles and rifles. What more could you ask for? But jokes aside, the more cringe and guilt-inducing the images, the higher the probability the person will stop, like, and leave a comment. This image of a veteran missing a leg with a birthday cake, Jesus Christ by his side holding a sign that reads, "Today is my birthday," with something hard to describe happening in the background. This image has more than 200,000 likes and close to 12,000 comments. The psychology behind this is called priming. These pictures will prime the viewers into feeling guilty and will make them be more kind to strangers, like the strangers that will try to have a conversation with them either in the replies or in direct messages. That's why the apocalyptic trucks will not work for this, because they just look cool, and that's it. You will go past them. For the scam to work, you need either Lobster Jesus or the lovely Asian ladies, or maybe a combination of the two, just to be sure. But I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. Remember to download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and remember, much love and bliss.